Welcome back to Two Nerdy Families, where we do the research that you don't have to. Today we're going to be talking about Google MESH Wi-Fi.
Hold on a second. Don't get confused, because there's Google MESH Wi-Fi, which is the previous generation Wi-Fi by Google. But now, with the acquisition of Nest and some of the thermostats and the doorbell camera and other cameras that they have, they're now branding as Google Nest Wi-Fi, which is kind of their second generation. And we're going to talk about what exactly the difference is.
Yep, so let's get into the video.
After this. So we'll get into it right after this. Okay, so we're really excited because recently Google announced the new Google Nest Wi-Fi, and so we just want to talk a little bit about what the difference is between that and the previous generation of the Google MESH Wi-Fi, which we both have the previous generation.
Yeah, and have you noticed though, and I've had a couple of my old coworkers just mention, because I've convinced them to go and get the Google Mesh, and they have just said that their up speeds and their connections to the internet, to the world, is so much faster and so much cleaner. And I've noticed that myself. With doing videos, or my down speeds are so much quicker and more reliable, as well as my ups or my pushes up when I put up my data and stuff like that. And I just keep going that way.
My push is up.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that.
Johnny's over here doing push-ups. I agree though, just to interject there, I've done a lot with just setting up, you have your main router, and then you have, potential access points if you want to set up the wireless, or call them WAPs, wireless access points. And, I've used a few different brands out there. And some perform a little bit better than others, but you're right. After I got set up with the Google MESH Wi-Fi, the setup that I have now, it definitely is a very clean connection, and you kind of have handoffs between those access points as you move throughout your home. And as far as I can tell, it's been 100% seamless in my experience.
Listen, that's the thing that I like. It was simple and easy to set up, and they actually look really cool. They have those little night lights you can control, and the brightness and dimness. But then when Google came out and they announced this new one, you still have your main router, right? Where there's not that much, as we can tell, not a lot of difference between the regular router that you had before and this new one. But now you have access points that have built-in mics. I have, I think, 6 or 7 of these speakers throughout my house. These mini speakers, which I love. I have them hooked up to my doorbell.
Right.
So it's notify me when that is, or when I'm doing Saturday big deep cleanings, days, and we want to have music going throughout the same music.
Christmas time's upon us, and we definitely
God, I love those Christmas times.
We're kind of the family that we're not quite putting up the Christmas tree as we're handing out candy, but almost to the point where can't wait to get the Christmas lights on, the music's going, and so we're definitely the same way, and we have those minis throughout the house as well. And so but now you can have a few more with the minis built into these access points, and you have your mic and your speaker built in.
And really the price of these, with having more in there, it's actually cheaper in my opinion. And so for one router of the new Nest Wi-Fi, I think it's $169, and then for 2 of them it's $249. Or $269.
$269 for the router, and then one of the access points with the built-in mini, basically.
And I'm going, man, and they're making them look really nice. So, if you're like me, I like to kind of hide things, right? If they're kind of an eyesore, and let's be honest, routers and Wi-Fi points, they're kind of ugly looking. In my personal opinion, they kind of stand out. I kind of like to put them away, tuck them away.
Right.
And with these ones, they're making them look presentable, and they're making them so that, you know, because the more you hide your routers away, you hide your Wi-Fi's away, your signals are going to be getting weaker and weaker as it has to go through walls and doors and.
Right, yeah, and for the geeks out there, you know, I've got a media closet, you know, with a rack in there, and I've got, you know, all of my various devices. I've got my router, I've got a 24-port switch in there, I've got, you know, the modem, you know, for my internet provider, you know, all my coax connections come into one point, and then of course all my Ethernet also come into that central location. So traditionally you just have your you know, your router, you know, right there,
Right there you go, yeah.
and then, you know, throughout your home you have these wireless access points that you can mount in various places, but depending on the look and whatnot, you might want to mount them, you know, in another closet upstairs and a closet downstairs just so you're not seeing them. But yeah, very presentable with this new look, and definitely a piece that you can set on, you know, an end table or wherever it is, and it's going to look good.
So one of the things that I wanted to point out with this is the signal strength for just one of these devices, just the router itself. So if you're looking at that, it's projected to do close to about 2,200 square feet. That is amazing, just one by itself.
Right.
Right? And then if you wanted to have the points, it goes up to right around what, about 3,200 square feet, and then you really can add on to it. And the cool thing about the new and the old, I keep on thinking about old gaming consoles, right? And you're like, oh sweet, the new gaming console came out, but it's not compatible with all the other stuff.
Right.
That's the cool thing about what Google has done, is they have made it so that you can take the old with the new, or vice versa.
And so if you have a home, you're looking to maybe add one more access point, you can actually use your same router, keep your other access points in play, and then say you need coverage on one other side of the home, you can just simply add one of those access points that they're just calling them a point, and with the built-in mini essentially. So so that's pretty neat. You can use your same router. We'll have to look just to see what the prices are if you buy just the access points themselves without the router, but all the prices that they're really pushing are kind of the bundles with kind of everything built in. The really only big difference that I see with the new router versus the old router is just that maybe the processor's a little bit better, and also it looks like they've upgraded the RAM slightly. So may not see better performance. It looks like just on the older generation, the one that we have currently, you're still getting, you know, the gig uplink, as well as, you know, 2 of your gig Ethernet jacks on each of the access points. So you have wireless, but then if you need anything to be plugged into those, you can do that as well, if you don't already have Ethernet jacks in some of your rooms throughout your house. So that's really the only difference I've seen between the two routers, and so might be interesting if we didn't necessarily want to jump with both feet into the new Google Nest Wi-Fi, as you can start getting, you know, adding some more minis throughout your house. That's also expanding the Wi-Fi connection or signal strength throughout your home.
And this is what's neat. It's making it so that established homes out there that don't have Ethernet throughout their walls, this is a great way to make a smart home, an established home smart. And you're able to say, hey, you know, let's do this or do that. You know, I would say, hey Google, you know, you're gonna have a whole bunch of things just like pop up all over and be like, yes, what do you want? You know? So I have to keep that on the DL when I'm trying to talk about
Here's
things.
a result from the web.
Ah, there we go.
It's popping
It's
there.
popping up. But and that's the neat thing is, you know, if that's in the back of your mind and you're like, okay, well, I want to have a smart home, but I have, you know, established home, and I don't want to tear up all the all these sheetrock or repaint or anything like that. This is a really great way that you don't have to do that.
All right, so we actually looked it up because we were curious, and we did the research so you don't have to. And we wanted to know if you could buy one of these Wi-Fi points or access points, and then just attach it, essentially link it up with your current previous generation Google MESH Wi-Fi router. So you can, for $150, you can add an additional 1,600 square feet of Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home. and you know, you have the speaker built into that, speaker and microphone, essentially another mini. And you can see on the routers how they don't have, you know, the speaker or the microphone built into it. So these are some of the prices and the coverages that we were talking about a minute ago. And you can also just get a point and add it to your existing, or if you just want to go with both feet in and get one of these other kits, but you're not sure and you want to add one of those later, you can do that as well.
You know what's kind of neat is you can also kind of alter it to your taste.
With the color.
With the colors.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It looks like they have free, so.
Pretty awesome stuff.
Yep, so there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed today's video on the Google Nest Wifi. I was like on Mesh, and so.
We get confused. It's pretty close. Mesh and Nest. But I can't wait to get our hands on one of these, the new points, the new access points, because I like to kind of hook it up and then use it as a mini and enjoy the Wi-Fi coverage from it. So
we'll let you guys know when we get one. Hey, and let me just sit right now. Okay.
Well, leave us some comments. Tell us what you thought. If you have any other questions, let us know and we'll look into it. And we'll be posting another video once we do get our hands on one of the new Google Nest Wi-Fi products. But until next time, this is Bryce and John from Community Families. Peace.